Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2 minute two.
All right, today I'm gonna make up my own question.
Trish gets a question? Finally.
I have a question. All right, what does the church think about tattoos and piercings? Like, I have both. So I have one here, a tattoo, and I got a couple piercings, like just on my ears. What's that about?
Okay, well, what does the church think is always a dangerous thing, because
That is
churches
true.
think differently and people think differently in church. But let's look at this systemically.
Sure.
In the Old Testament, there are some injunctions against getting things like tattoos and various other things, primarily because the communities wanted to set themselves apart from their neighbors who did, icky things like sacrifice children to idols and stuff like that. So there was like a no, don't even come close to getting near those customs, right? But those laws have mostly gone for us the way of don't eat shrimp. It's like, okay, we understand why they were there kind of, but we think it's okay to eat shrimp. Probably okay to get tattoos here. But here's another thing you're running up against is the difference between the cultural or American church and the scriptural church. And a lot of people think that the church is just there to enforce the cultural norms. Sure. And therefore, they will say, oh, piercings, that's awful, and God doesn't like those, and tattoos, God doesn't like those. What they really mean is, I don't like those. And it's perfectly okay for us not to like those, or to think they're weird, or whatever. You're allowed to do that. So am I. What we're not allowed to do is to say, because I don't like them, ergo God doesn't like them, and ergo you should not have them. That's going over the line, and that's what I think what some people do, but I think most people nowadays, especially in 2022, would be saying, hey, tattoos, piercings, we all have them, or, a lot of people do. It's probably okay. It's all just a language, right?
Yeah.
Remember, with any language, it's not the actual letters or symbols or tattoos, it's what you do with the language that determines whether it's right or wrong. So if your tattoos are conveying something wonderful about you and connecting with other people, go for it.
Mine's about family, so.
There you go.
I got it with my 3 cousins and my siblings, so.
Probably as okay as anything. Did they just line you up and do you all together?
Yep, basically.
That is awesome. Everybody hold still.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, if you have your own questions, we have a forum at lightofthespirit.church and Twitter.
At Dave Deckard.
And an email.
pastor@sov-id.org.
Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me ask my own question.
Absolutely. Anytime. Maybe sometime I'll ask you a question.
There you go. Oh, God, that's not going to go over well.
You never know. You're pretty adept. I don't know. You say nice theological things.
All right. Maybe let's move on.
Okay.
We'll see you next week for our next question.